Kind of scared of it.
Yes.
So that song was new to me.
That was new?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was it new to you, Helen?
Yes.
Yes.
What are the words? Mean. Yeah.
It's just like, yay, praise to the guru. When Bernie does it, he says it's Guru Dave. But it's actually Guru Dev, and Dev means, like devotion to the, just to that, I don't know.
Unity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, to the fact that there really are lots of people throughout human history who have woken up. And then they bring us things and work hard to try to get everybody else to wake up too.
That's right. We're trying. Sleepy.
Something's gonna happen soon.
Oh,
that's
Good enough, good
All right,
enough.
maybe not down there, but.
Anyway, well, while I was singing that, I was kind of thinking about it. You know, so Maria, you've never experienced it then. So when in the dances of universal peace, what we do is we get in a circle, and then we learn a really simple song like that song there, and then the whole circle, you learn some simple steps, and then the whole circle just moves together, and there is something, I don't know, it just turns on a switch. I always like to think it's like our DNA wakes up. You know, like, oh yeah, this is what I was built to do. You know, move like that. And so it just kind of gives this just really profound and normal and simple, right? Spiritual experience that just kind of happens all by itself, right? And so as I was singing, I was thinking one of the components of it is the fact that we're all vocalizing together, right? And I think our brains are just like literally hardwired for language and for togetherness because we're social animals. And so you can feel that. And so in the kind of spiritual dialogue that Jeff Carreira does and Andrew Cohen does, you get very much that same connection.
Yeah, feeling a unity, like being together. You're communicating. You're connecting with other people in a way through just communication. With dancing, you're dancing together. You're moving together. You become one being because everybody's moving together. And in dialogue, you know, when you connect at that level of communication, you know, you're one with that person. You're kind of moving with them through this thing called communication. It's amazing. That's what I get from Andrew. I mean, when we were meditating or discussing the authentic self, you feel like you're connecting with everybody at a level that you normally don't, especially with people who you're meeting out on the street who are not familiar with being just themselves. Who am I? And why can't I be that? I mean, I wonder why people can't be who they are on the street in everyday life.
Some people can.
Some people
Usually
can.
not.
Well, people who have done the work to be that way.
Did you guys get a chance to watch the little video I put up of Jeff giving the attunement for this?
Yeah.
So one of the things, and then I want to hear from Maria, one of the things that just strikes me about Jeff, and particularly when I was talking to him and making the recordings for this, is that he's been doing this for a long time, where like spiritual dialogue is really a big part of his practice. And he is so amazingly fluent. I mean, when he speaks, you can tell that it's a muscle that he's been exercising for like decades. And he's just so clear. And it's just so fabulous to talk to him. So we're really lucky because we're gonna do all these videos, and then at the end we're gonna get to actually talk to him. He's gonna meet with us.
So I don't know. It's just I think it's how important communication is. But I found that out when I left my country with my Hungary with my family, and I could not speak a word of English, not a word. But what I found that I played the violin. And I came to this country not being able to communicate with anybody with my words, but with music. I played the violin. I could get into played in the orchestra, the school orchestra, and it was for my very beginning. That was my way of communicating, and I could play as well as they could for the same music, the same. And so that there's so many ways to communicate, and for me that was an amazing discovery at the time. How music and was a global language, really. And I made one of my very best friends that immediately we became friends. We couldn't speak to each other, other than a few words here and there, but we played music together and we loved it. Yeah. And that was like, for me, it was like an amazing way of communicating. Yeah. So I just love, I could just imagine how amazing it is to, when you sing and you dance to the music, and yeah.
Well, you can be sure I'm going to drag you to a dance camp one of these days.
Well, all of you talking about these wonderful places in Colorado and Utah and Idaho and Montana and so on. And I'm saying, I've been there because I get into the car for almost 15 years. I would just get into the car and head west from Connecticut. And I explored whichever way the roads went.
Well, what are you doing on August 16th or 14th to 19th?
I have my little granddaughter coming.
Not August.
September.
Yeah. From the 14th to the 28th, she'll be here. So not this time.
Where are you, Mario?
Connecticut.
Oh, you're in Connecticut.
East Coast. Yeah. So I'm two hours ahead of you.
Right.
So it's late.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, well, tell us just a little bit about working with Jeff in the mystery school.
Well, I really started working with him during the pandemic when I was freed up, with all the things that we can do and couldn't go. And I started looking, I was really looking for something deeper on the spiritual journey. And I mean, I probably spent 40, 50 years of being a seeker, so to speak. And I had a wonderful spiritual guide that she and I, worked together for many years. But it was like, I just need something more. And I, again, I started just going online because that was the only communication system during the pandemic when we were really locked down. And so it's only about 2 years ago when Greg Hamilton was the one that I connected with a couple of his programs. Mm-hmm. And then Jeff and Greg were doing a program together. And that's when I met up with Jeff. And so then from there on, I was taking most of the courses. I was taking it with him. And yeah, for me, it's been really just an amazing deepening. And I think it was one of those moments when they say that when the student is ready, the master will appear or something like that, right?
Right.
Because I literally, it was like, that was my only hope, is that I could get into a community of some sort where there are like-minded people that I can communicate with, talk with, listen to. And so that's when, I joined the mystery school about 2 years ago. So it's just a delightful place that you could grow and learn and share. And
what do you think is the what's had the greatest impact to you so far with your conversations with Jeff? I mean, I love the way he communicates. I love listening to him talk. And what do you think? What are some of the maybe the main?
Me, I think he has such experiential knowing. And I think what helps me is to affirm in me a lot of things that I know, but I wasn't. I think that's what he does. And the conversations, whatever is going, that for me, it's affirming. It's like, yeah, you're not crazy. It's okay.
Well, you are a little crazy.
Crazy in a good way, but it's like, gee, if we're all crazy, then I really want to be here. It's the kind of affirmation, kind of allowing to trust my own experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what for me is really, and it allows, because I begin to trust a lot of those experiences more and more. I think it also carries me ahead, along, or I can open up, be much more receptive, vulnerable.
Right. So to be clear to everyone, the Mystery School is really a website that you join. I mean, in essence, and then it's private inside, and there's all sorts of different classes and things that go on. And I was thinking, I want to make it clear too that Jeff is not a guru. He doesn't take disciples or anything. If he was going to call himself anything, it'd be like a philosopher.
Yeah, that's right.
And a spiritual teacher.
Yeah.
Whereas, remember the first guy that we met, Vishrant? He will take disciples. I'm not necessarily saying go do that. I'm just saying, there's differences. And actually, Vishrant's a very cool person, and he's doing a lot of really good work. But Jeff, and this is why I'm trying to find all these really different people, to come to our little group so that we get an idea of what's going on. But yeah, Jeff is I don't know, and he's unique in that way.
Yeah, he's very good about encouraging people to trust their own giftedness and then bring it forth and then share it. I think that is one of the beauties that I enjoy very much, because he not only encourages, but it helps people to come and teach what they already know. So
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and whatever it is, to
Right, and I'm trying to grasp what that is when you are given permission to be yourself, and it validates you as an individual and your feelings, your thoughts, or all of it being who you are.
Yeah, my feelings, my thoughts, my finding out who I thought it was a mistaken identity, and it isn't. It's the kind of thing that I was, very. I was teaching on a college level in sciences, and also in world religions, spirituality of all sorts. So I have these two passions in my life. So I always find that they're kind of been brought together in me. And it's I don't know. It's hard to say, because I think it's a kind of freedom that I feel to be me with the group.
Right.
That I can't fight. For example, for many years, I worked, and just very recently has been kind of stepping back from that. I worked in a retreat house, which is sort of call themselves ecumenical, but they're really Catholic, and they have just so many baggages that they carry. And I mean, there's a much more freedom in a retreat house than it is, let's say, in a church community or something like that. So I always felt, but in a past 5-10 years even, increasingly, I just felt that I cannot speak openly about a lot of things because it was always like, do I follow the political stand of the particular bishop or something like that? And I just couldn't. And it was like, I needed to pull back, but then I needed my little community, some sort of community where I feel that I can very openly be who I am and don't have to explain. Or
what would be really cool is Jeff's starting to open up and do a few in-person retreats. And it'd be really cool if we went and led some dances.
Oh,
for his people.
Yeah, I think he's beginning because he'll have one in December. And then next year, I think he's planning at least 2, but they're not, yeah.
Is he still on the East Coast?
Yes, he is. Yeah, I think he's in Philadelphia.
Oh,
I'm somewhere in the East Coast, yes.
It's funny, you never really actually think where someone might be.
Yeah.
Like in a Zoom thing like that.
Exactly, because we
right here.
We're right here.
Connecticut.
The screen right here, isn't it right there?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I can remember talking with Jeff when he was working with Andrew Cohen. I don't know whether you ever had the.
I just, what I know, I just know through Jeff and his stories and so on. Yes.
Yeah, and I don't. I think Jeff is putting his own. He puts his thing together himself. I think he got a lot of what he's working off of with Andrew, and Andrew was a lot about being who you are, being just a human being, and I think Jeff is kind of saying the same thing. Is you're part of this whole universe, and we're all part of each other.
Yes.
And I think it's important that we recognize that we're connected that way, and that we're not this and we're not that. It's a we are, and not an I am over here and you're over there. And if we meet, well, that's cool. But it's that realization that we're all one person.
One person, yeah.
Yeah, and I what's interesting is, so we live in a really rural place. I work with a lot of people who are they come from many different walks of life. They're living their lives and experiencing so many different things on their own, but they don't. I can tell that they're not really connected to anything other than themselves and their lives. And I don't know how is it that you can express to them that they're really kind of trapped in their own little box, and that by experiencing life at a different level, they could be the experience would be so much greater, because you get trapped in your own little world.
It would be really cool to find ways to bring up topics of conversation with people other than, how about those Jets, sport, or like, who are you and what are you wearing or something, and I kind of found that at Wilderness Dance Camp that at first we were kind of just really having shallow conversations. And then after a while, I found a few people to sit down with and just really talk about stuff. And so what Andrew would do is he would give a talk, and then we'd meditate, and he'd say, okay, everybody go to the dining hall, and nobody's allowed to ask anybody their names or where they're from or anything personal at all. But I want you to talk about this topic. And he would give us a topic, and then we would talk about it. And it was very much like the dances, where by the end of the retreat, you just feel like you've known these people forever, but you have no idea what their name is,
Where they're from,
Yeah.
what they do.
what they do. They're just
Yeah.
there.
Uh-huh.
And we're experiencing, and we're talking 100 people.
Right. And then you'd sit down at one table, and then you'd go sit down at another table and just carry on the conversation.
Right.
You know, like it didn't even matter who you are or which one you were. You know? So it was really cool. And then also it's like you work stuff out in your mind too when you're verbalizing it too. So
Yeah.
I found, and going to these retreats with Andrew and Jeff, a lot of time was spent meditation.
Yeah.
I would say a good 6 to 8 hours a day spent meditating, and gives you a lot of time for introspect and thinking and just being. And I find that with the dances, if you let yourself go, so the dancers, they already know what I'm talking about. I think the experience of holding hands, and you've got a group of 40 or 50 or 60 people, either in two circles or in one circle, moving together and doing the same movements and moving around in a circle, progressing. You're not just standing still. You're actually moving around in a circle in a clockwise or a counterclockwise direction. And you lose yourself in that feeling of being one with this circle. I mean, just totally involved with that energy that we've created in that circle. And that is an amazing feeling that we should be able to share with other people on a regular basis.
and it would be cool to like have a dance and then like focus it. Then we sit down and have a topic to talk about. Rather than, you know, the energy just disperse. What do you think, Cleo? You've been to a bunch of dances.
I don't know how many I've really been to, but a handful at least. Yeah, I just like from the moment I walked into the place and did my first dance, and I don't know how to sing or dance, so just throwing that out there, you know. But it was just like I felt like just having music and movement and looking in each other's eyes and touching each other, and you know, it's like some kind of wonderful group prayer for the whole earth. I mean, not just the earth, but the whole. Everything.
They left us.
Yeah, they did. I noticed that.
Well, yeah, I wanted to add something too. Nobody's mentioned that the songs we sing and the texts we verbalize,
Yeah.
that plays a big role too. Of course, we're all in prayer, really. We share prayer. And it varies from dance to dance how deep that goes. Nobody mentioned that we're basically all in prayer, singing prayer as we move. And that's very important to me anyway, and I think for everybody.
No, yeah.
But it also varies from time to time, dance to dance. And last Sunday, we had some brand new people in our small circle. How many were? A dozen people outside. And boy, I I had a feeling that we all went deep. We went all deep. And this oneness was definitely, we were one. It was amazing. Probably the most powerful dance I've ever been in, even. I'm still kind of in it.
Were you there, Helen?
Oh, yes. Oh,
yeah.
It was marvelous. It just, I don't know. It just all came together. So we had 6 different dance leaders.
Wow.
I know, right? We have Tajali joined Bozeman just a couple of months ago, really, I think. And she's an experienced dance leader for years, and she brings all of that wonderful energy. And then another gal who's just been introduced to the dances, like in the last, I don't know, 6 or 8 or 10 months or whatever. And she started leading. That might have been her first dance. And every single dance just brought us just closer and closer, and reminding us that, if we do our work the best that we know how to do in whatever we're doing, whether we're crossing the street or, teaching kids or whatever, doing homework, if we do the best we can, that's all that's really necessary. We're on the journey. And it was just lovely.
Yeah, and the dance card was very special too. It really pulled us into ourselves.
Yeah.
Our tasks, our commitment to being part of this society, this world. This is, in these difficult times.
A positive part.
What?
A positive part.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
It really felt like we were doing our work.
Yeah, it was very good.
And energizing each other.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And we were outdoors, and there's just nothing like it. And there was a beautiful sky and beautiful sunset, and it all joined together to make it quite lovely.
And the new people want to join too.
Yes.
They were very impressed positively. Yeah, that was
Good.
nice. They liked it a lot.
In a lot of ways, I think the pandemic's been really good for us because it made us all go, whoop. And now we're like, let's go, let's do something, right? So, wow, we're almost at 8:00. So let's just close with a song. I'll teach you the words this time before we do it. So this, it's Shakti, yay, yay, yay. And basically, it's all these Hindu words, right, that are basically saying praise to feminine power, of Parvati and Gauri Ma. And I think that really, happens when we all come together, because in a lot of ways, the female energy is the glue, that brings things together. And it's a very powerful energy. So the words are Shakti, which kind of means power too. So Shakti, yay, yay, yay. Shakti, yay, yay, yay. Shakti, yay, yay, yay. Then Om Namah Shivaya.
Oh,
Shivaya. You guys have probably heard that one before. Om Namah Shivaya. Only we say it really fast. Om Namah Shivaya. And then, okay, here's the crazy part that it's going to get stuck in your head, and it's good if it trying to sort it out. So it's Uma Ananda Gauri Ma. So Uma
Ananda Gauri.
You got it. Ananda Gauri Ma.
Gauri Ma.
Gauri Ma. Gauri Ma. Uma Ananda Gauri Ma. Uma Ananda Gauri Ma. Parvati Shakti Ye. Parvati.
Shakti, yeah.
So Uma Ananda Gauri Ma Parvati Shakti Ye. Uma
Yeah.
Ananda Gauri Ma Parvati Shakti Ye.
And it sounds like
Like
this.
this. Okay, so I am going to get back to the, I'm turning on the echoey thing. Shakti ye ye ye, Shakti ye ye ye, Shakti ye ye ye, Shakti ye, Shakti ye ye ye, Shakti ye ye ye, Shakti ye ye ye, Shakti ye. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Uma Ananda Gauri Ma Parvati Shakti Ye, Shakti Ye, Shakti Ye, Shakti Ye, Shakti Ye. Shakti ye, Shakti ye, Shakti ye, Shakti ye. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Uma Ananda Gauri Ma Parvati Shakti ye. Shakti ye, 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 Shakti ye. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Uma Ananda Gauri Ma Parvati Shakti ye, 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 Shakti ye,
Shakti, yay!
Wonderful.
And Helen took us outside.
Oh, Helen, thank you.
Yeah, so I kind of have a schedule, kind of varying days, and then there's going to be a big break where I go to Colorado and I'm at the dance camp. Although who knows, maybe I'll just throw in a Zoom while we're there. Might be able to do it.
Oh, that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, might be kind of fun. And then, so it's not going to be until like the end of September. So I think I've got at least 3 more scheduled, and then we'll get to meet with Jeff.
I think
The
it's
video is it for now to meet Jeff.
Right.
Yeah.
So we have 3
Okay.
We have 3 videos. So
But
this
the
is
one we have now is it. The first
no,
one.
I have them all up on the website.
Oh, okay.
And in the last email that I sent off, Jeff is actually doing a free retreat, or a free like just workshop. I think it's like next Sunday. And I sent
Zoom, another Zoom.
for him. You have to sign up with him. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that one for sure, and then we'll have our own things. So I'll send out some follow-up things. As you all know, I'm kind of sporadic in my email communication.
That's fine.
There'll be like nothing, and then there'll be like email. Oh well.
Yeah, I go on a
It's
couple of trips. Oh, sorry. I'm going on a couple of trips without any devices. And so if it seems like I dropped out, I didn't.
Okay, we'll see you back.
Thank you.
And we will see you in person somewhere, because we're going to get some retreats going again. Probably not until next spring.
Mhm.
Well, yeah. We were out last weekend scouting places.
That's really
Oh, uh-huh.
So we found one really good place, and we found one place that's like kind of scary. But if you want to go to someplace scary, I mean, it was really rustic.
Oh, yeah. Can you say where the good place was, or do you want to wait till you've decided?
No, it was already in an email. It is north of Idaho Falls in Rexburg. And then remember Lava Hot Springs?
Yes.
So we actually have a friend in Lava Hot Springs who owns a big piece of property that we can all camp on.
Nice.
And we're hoping there's a space to put up our tent. We have a 30-foot tent.
Oh.
And then right next to her spot are like 2 Airbnbs that people can rent.
Oh, my husband would like that part.
Okay. Well, and you know how lava is. There's places to stay.
Yeah.
The hot springs and stuff, so we'll likely do something there. So I would say pretty much next year you can expect that we'll do a retreat up here in Salmon, Idaho, and we're not that far from you. You're in Logan. Where's Logan?
Right.
north of Salt Lake.
Yeah, so we're like
What
only.
happened to Helen?
She went outside, and then look, she's all black.
Oh,
We're like only 5 miles north of you.
5
hours.
Oh, 5 hours. I was like, what? Yeah, that's good.
Okay, and then we hope to do one in Lava, and one place in Rexburg, and one in Boise. And
Yes. I could try to do them.
you can try to do them all.
They're close now.
I would love to do some stuff down in the Salt Lake Logan area if we can just find a place and enough people to help get it going together. So
Yeah.
yeah, if you want to help put on retreats, man, we can do it.
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't have those skills.
It's not a skill. It's like basically just working your freaking hiney off.
Well, that's a skill.
That's a skill. Don't we still have dancers down in Salt Lake area?
We do. We
Yeah.
do.
And
Well, we
how
gotta-
about
Round them up.
and how about Ogden? Does it have dancers? It seems
Yeah.
like they did at some point, but I didn't know. If they
Yeah,
did.
yeah, Melissa was there. So yeah, there are people.
I'm pretty close to Where did you say the Idaho one was?
Lava.
Rexburg.
No, besides lava.
Rexburg.
Boise.
Oh yeah, sorry. For the one that's further north. Oh,
Rexburg.
Rexburg.
Rexburg. Oh, sorry. Somebody was saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, Idaho.
So
Falls.
Rexburg is not that far from me either.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mira could fly in from Connecticut.
Yeah.
No, I'm just so delighted to have met you and just to be part of it a little bit. It just so thank you.
Now you get a little idea of what I do.
It's good. It's wonderful. Yes. Thank you so much. It was so nice to meeting you and keep in touch.
Okay,
Who
guys.
knows? Maybe one of these days I just end up over there.
Yes, I think it's
With all
good.
of you. Would love
That
that.
might-
Yeah. Okay. I better
Okay,
go.
guys. We'll see you on the next one.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you all, new people too, especially.
Yeah.
Ah, thank you. You too.